R&D informatics from Medimmune, and I chair the recently established scientific interest group on imaging at our site in Cambridge. It is a great opportunity for us to reach out here to the local imaging communities in Cambridge. First of all, I will give you a very brief introduction of Medimmune, and then I will give you some great examples of scientific collaborations which we already have in place in Cambridge and globally. And finally, I will demonstrate how the scientific interest group for imaging works at our company. Medimmune is a global biologics research and development arm of AstraZeneca. At the moment, we have about 2,200 staff in the US and the UK. We have 3 major R&D centers in California, Pittsburgh, and Cambridge. Currently, and we have a very strong, robust pipeline of more than 120 biologists in research with more than 40 projects in the clinical stage of development. These slides give you the idea how we position ourselves in AstraZeneca group. Actually, Medimmune focus on the biologics only, such as protein engineering or antibody drug conjugate. And also our counterpart, that is AstraZeneca's IMED, Innovative Medicine and Early Development Unit, which focus on the small moleculars, which they have capabilities of high throughput screenings, which enable us to screen thousands of compounds a day and to identify potential target. And the late stage global medicine development has world-leading capabilities to deliver the clinical trials with thousands of patients. At the moment, we have 3 therapeutic areas, which is oncology, respiratory, inflammation and autoimmunity, and cardiovascular and metabolic disease. For each of the 3 major therapeutic areas, we aim to develop the medicines that are the best treatment in each class or the first of the class of the medicines. At the same time, we also identified 2 additional opportunity-driven targets, which is the infectious disease and the neuroscience. In order to put us in the best positions, we push the boundary of the science so that we can export biologics, small moleculars, immunotherapies, protein engineering, and devices. At the moment, you can see we have a very rich R&D pipelines. For the late stage of the clinical trial, at the moment, we have 13 projects. At the moment, biologics from Medimmune account for almost half of the AstraZeneca group pipelines. Consider the number of the employees we have, just over 2,000. AstraZeneca has more than 50,000 people, so we are very efficient. And now I give you some examples of the scientific collaboration we already have in place. Medimmune's position is to put the boundary of the science and to deliver the life-changing medicines. That is everything we do. That is the key reason we went to work every day. So literally, in order to deliver this ambitious goal, we put the science in the center of everything we do, because science defines who we are, and the science is part of our DNA. But this is only half of the story, because we know we don't have all the answers. We prefer to share the ideas with local collaborators. So we collect the way and to be open and collaborative. For the strong commitment of the science and Medimmune, for example, and has very strong publication record. For example, 2015, we published more than 550 publications, in which there were about more than 35 high-impact publications. So we are close to science. In addition, the scientific collaboration is a key driver behind our big move to CBC. Moving more scientists, closely working with world-leading institute at Cambridge, that is our main drive for our position. You can see currently we have a lot of collaborations or partnership with a lot of institutes around Cambridge. For example, RMIC, LMB, CRUK, and University of Cambridge, and also NHS, for example, Edinburgh or Pepperworth hospitals. as a plan, we are going to move about 2,500 staff working on this new site. And not only working with the leading scientists in Cambridge Institute, we always very interested in working with local commercial companies, for example, Microsoft, because science is part of our DNA, and we prefer to make a contribution to the local scientific event, for example, such scientific event at the Judge Business School or the Cambridge Science Festivals. Hereby, I want to highlight one particular collaboration between AstraZeneca, Medimmune, and LMB. Back to the 2015, and we launched these programs. And both parties contribute about $15 million over 5 years at the moment, and we have 14 principal investigators for LMB during these programs. So in the future, we plan to extend this program into other research institutes in Cambridge. And this is not something either party could simply do on their own, but of great interest or value to both. Now I show you how the scientific interest group for imaging at Medimmune works. Back to early last year, when we make the decision, we are going to move these new centers along with AstraZeneca's. Our site leaders think about how we are going to position ourselves into the better position so that we are close to the local scientific collaborations. So we think if we prepare after we move in, so it will take us another year or two to complete this link. So we have put together a vision for people to get or establish a link between us and the local collaborators. So this is our Cambridge 2020 visions. And we ran a couple of sessions for the consultation. One obvious reason we ran this because we tried to identify opportunities for a lot of internal, external collaborators. And one of the reasons we ran this is we identified there are a lot of opportunities. There are a lot of great ideas or opportunities within our companies, but not everyone knows about it. So we try to create a very collaborative and open way for people to join us. So we create a scientific interest group. At the moment, we have 5 major areas we are trying to looking at. Of course, imaging is our major focus, and we have machine learning, devices and delivery, genomics, and experimental medicine. And back to the scientific interest group on imaging. So what are they for? What is value? What are you going to get out of it? So certainly, sharing information, sharing idea or opportunities, identify the internal or external opportunities within the local area. When we talk about the local area, it could be Cambridge, it could be the Golden Triangle between Cambridge, London, Oxford. It could be the UK, it could be the Europe. It's depending what your partner will be. And on the other aspect, sharing information is quite important for us because we don't want people working in their own functions or in their own therapeutic areas. On top of that, there are always new technology or the platform comes through the organizations. So we want to know where we are going to apply to such new initiatives. Of course, at the moment, we create a new innovation forum to encourage people to identify what is the internal problem we have, and then we reach out to local collaborators to see whether we have a solution to target on that particular area. Not only we share information within our own companies, but also we want to share information between us and also AstraZeneca, for example, AMAT, and also Definium, which is the sister company we bought a couple of years ago. This enables us to provide a link into the broader Medimmune 2025 visions for the senior leaders as well. At the moment, for the imaging aspect of the group, we focus on the 3 major areas. The first one is digital pathology. The second one is non-invasive technology. The last one is always for machine learning and deep learning. This is for the big data. This is our collaboration strategy for our group. We try to use this network, the massive network, to uncover the local expertise of the collaborators with the technology or the capabilities on imaging we could be interested on. And then we try to reach out to them And the ultimate goal for us is try to access the technology from our partners. So this is the how we are going to work with the local partners. This is all about the innovation, because if you have a great idea, you don't know where you are going to be. So we set up this forum, and you could ask questions to the expertise within that group. And then we can get through to get seed fundings from Medimmune itself. So we have a dedicated seed funding for collaborators, range from a couple of months collaboration on student up to the 2 years postdoc programs. So we have such a very initiative, the way to fund our internal project is our external collaborators. So this is our philosopher to working with. Start small, think big. So take a handful of a simple thing to start with, and then progress to more complex ones. And think about not just tomorrow, but for the future. What we are going to shape the company in the next 3 to 5 years, or maybe even longer term. So that's some keywords, and we are going to be open, efficient, flexible, multi-mode, and scalable, and also take advantage to add value to our business. So I'd like to thank everyone and who contribute to this, and also who help us to do the job, because we want to push the boundary of science and deliver the life-changing medicines. And this is my email, unfortunately, and I'm not available after lunchtime. So catch me if you can, or email me. Thank you much.
Thank you very much, Terry.